Hey, horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and welcome to my first rant video. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have fun with this one. I'm going to tear a new asshole off of these rip-off imitation Krampus movies that came around throughout the Christmas holidays. Uh, at first, I thought there were only four. There was Lady Krampus, Mother Krampus, Krampus Unleashed, and Krampus, some other shitty ass Krampus movie. And then I saw that there was Krampus the Red Devil and Krampus the Devil Returns. There's a whole bunch of Krampus crappy ass movies, and they all suck. They were terrible. They were horrible. Badass movies. Yeah. I have no problem with independent film companies. They're trying to get their name out there. And they don't have the budget. They don't have the big budget. They don't have the money for special effects. They can't hire the big name actors. So they try their best to put some good quality films out there. And you can tell on some of the independent films I've seen since I started doing this on YouTube, and some of the movies I saw, special effects are halfway done, but at least you give them an E for effort. They're trying. That's what they're trying to do. It's like, hey, look, this is what we did, and there are some good independent horror pictures. I mean, not just horror pictures, but pictures, made by independent film companies. But when I saw this during the Christmas holidays, when I was looking to find Christmas horror pictures for my Christmas horror picture series last year in December, I happened to notice all these Krampus movies, and it wasn't the Krampus movie that uh, came out in 2015. No, it was like I saw this Krampus the Red Devil. Like, what the hell is that? Red Devil? Krampus Unleashed. Lady Krampus. Mother Krampus. What does Mother Krampus, Lady Krampus have to do with the actual Krampus mythology? From what I remember, what I researched about it, the Krampus is a German mythological creature, supposedly to scare kids to being good, because they said if you're bad, Krampus is going to come and put coal in your whatchamacallit. You won't get visited by Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus. You get visited by this Krampus. And for what I understand, some of the images I've seen of Krampus, he's got horns. He's got some like a goat-like face. He's got the bag, just like the sort of the design that we saw on the 2015 Krampus movie. That's something what he looks like. He does have a red. Some of the illustrations I've seen of Krampus have him dressed up similar to Santa Claus himself, but he's more demonic looking. He's more monster looking. I mean, I don't know what these people were thinking. They just totally were trying to cash in on the success that Krampus had. And there are a whole bunch of these badass Krampus movies, and that's what I'm going to rant about. Now, the first one, I got to say it on my phone here. It was actually originally called The 12 Deaths of Christmas. But no, they said, fuck that. We're going to take advantage of the Krampus. We're going to call this not just Krampus, we're going to call this Mother Krampus. And it really has nothing to do with the legend of Krampus itself or the mythology of Krampus. Basically, the premise, it's based upon the myth of the frog preacher. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Witch that comes on the 12 days of Christmas to take children each night. It has really not anything to do with the Krampus mythology at all. Excuse me. It has nothing to do with the Krampus mythology at all. That's basically, this was directed by James Klaus. It was written by Scott Jeffrey and James, and he also wrote this too. And from some of the reviews I've seen, now keep in mind, I haven't seen this movie. I really didn't have any intention of looking at them. When I first saw these, I'm like, damn, these are just terrible movies. One person said from going from 60 to 0, it went from 0 to 60, it went from 60 to 0. And it started off real good, and it just went straight down to the toilet. It was horrible. It was terrible. The storyline was putrid. The acting sucked. The directing sucked. It was just a badass movie. Yeah. Mother Krampus. And like I said, it wasn't even called Mother Krampus. So obviously, you knew they were taking advantage of the Krampus success Krampus had. Excuse me. So they were just taking advantage of it. And I don't know why you would do such a thing. If you have faith in your own production, in your own project, keep it as the 12. What was it called? Yeah, the 12 Deaths of Christmas. Don't change the Mother Krampus because for a fact you're trying to cash in on the Krampus magic. Terrible ass movie. Terrible. Next we have Lady Krampus. Ha! What the fuck is this? Let's see. Synopsis says it's Christmas time in Cleveland, Ohio, and four young ladies are on the verge of completing their mandatory days of community service with only one night to go. They are required to go to some house to make a series of in-home visits to older and less fortunate. Upon arriving on their final stop for the night, they become introduced to a pleasant older woman who graciously welcomes them into her home for the evening. However, as darkness falls and the cold settle in, they begin to realize there's far more to their seemingly innocent host that meets the eye. So I'm assuming that this older woman is supposed to be Lady Krampus. That's the whole plot of the story. This is supposed to be a slasher film. And now in a slasher film, you're supposed to have the typical slasher cliches. And from what I'm hearing, first of all, there's no nudity in the film. One person claimed there's no nudity. He said the acting is laughable. The special effects are terrible. There's little to no blood. The death scenes are atrocious. It was your typical people trapped in a haunted house, trapped with a killer, and they fucked it all up. I mean, come on, guys. What is with you people making horrible ass movies? Again, if you're an independent film company, at least try to make your film look decent. Yeah, I know you might not have the budget, but come on now, little to no blood. Come on, try to make your blood look fake. I mean, try to do something. I would give you an E for effort, but just flat out make horrible ass movies like these two that I've seen right here. It's horrible. It's terrible. You can't do that. And all you're doing, again, you're just cashing in on the success of Krampus. You're making that film tie in to these pieces of shit movies. It's terrible. You shouldn't, and they shouldn't stand for it. But hey, look, it's a free society. They're just doing what they have to do in order to make some money, but they're not going about it right way. It's horrible. It's terrible. They shouldn't do it. Now, these next two movies, I should say the next four movies that I saw, well, three of them I actually saw reviews of them. Well, not reviews. My dear good friends from Horror Addicts TV, Gory B Movie, and Danny Nightmare actually did a very great Krampus intervention. Sorry about that. Intervention with these badass Krampus movies, and two of them that I saw when they do. One was called Krampus the Christmas Devil. Now, I have to give these people credit. This did not come out until 2013. Now, obviously, they did not release it because I had never heard about this at all until last year. So obviously, they must have kept this on the shelf and decided not to release this until now, because I never heard this film before until I actually saw it, and then I saw Danny Nightmares and Gory B Movies intervention, and I saw this one. And this one is a piece of shit. It's terrible. It's horrible. The synopsis is Jeremy, a local police officer, leads a life of a confusing past, spending his current time searching for his kidnapper as a child. After other children begin missing, Jeremy pieces together the truth and realizes that his childhood kidnapper could be a creature of ancient Yuletide lore, Krampus, who is the brother of Saint Nick and punisher of children who perform acts of unspeakable evil without repercussion. Can Jeremy kill Krampus and prevent more missing children? And I saw, because like I said, I haven't seen any of these pieces of shit. I refuse to see it. I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to waste my time looking at it because they're all horrible. They're terrible. They suck. I mean, they just plain suck. This was directed and written by Jason Hall. And I know one of the reviews, and yeah, like I said, oh my God, what a piece of shit. Yeah. A low budget disaster of epic proportion. He even said his friend picked it up at a Walmart for $10. The guy should get you $10 back. and a little excited because we love Krampus movies. So they missed the mark on every single aspect imaginable. And it's like I saw in the intervention video on Danny, and they actually did a nice bit, which I really thought was funny. Because it's the only thing you can do. You can only rip these movies like this because they're pieces of shit. They're bad, 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 bad horror movies. Bad, not just bad horror movies in general, just bad movie making. I mean, it's like this. And I saw some of the crap that I saw some of the scenes that I saw. It was just terrible, just horrible, just terrible, horrible. And what makes this so bad is that this is not even the first one. They even actually made another one called, I think it's called Krampus the Devil Returns. So there's two of these pieces of shit that came out of here, and that one, which is equally as bad. It's like, who like I said, this was made in 2013. I never heard anything about this until last year. And again, all they're trying to do is to cash in on the success of the 2015 Krampus. So, people, don't confuse any of these movies with Krampus. Don't. Please don't. Oh, we got one more. So, and then the final one that I saw was Krampus Unleashed. Another piece of shit ass movie. And you want to talk about bad direction, bad movie editing, people, and like I said, I'll just say this right now. Keep in mind, like I didn't go to film school. I really have no knowledge of how to make a film. I think I might be competent, or I know how to, if I wanted to direct, I might have a good idea how to set scenes, how to make it so I'm positioning in a place where I'm not, where I have everything in focus, where I want my audience to stay focused on a character. I can edit enough where I can have a great seamlessly conversation where it doesn't look out of place, and the audience can actually see the setting where we're at. And this was made by amateurs. I mean, Emily, I think Emily actually, Emily Good, I think it's Emily's Horror Playground. I know she actually did a review of this movie, and she was just totally laughing about how bad this movie is. And again, like I said, no, if you are an amateur filmmaker, or if you're just you don't have the typical type of budgets, you don't have the typical set pieces, but come on, guys, let's try to not make badass movies like this. It's insulting. And it's insulting to such a great horror movie such as Krampus was. Yes, because I love the shit out of that film. Because like I said, when I first saw Krampus, when I first heard it was coming out, I wasn't expecting anything beyond just another typical PG teenage bullcrap bullshit movie. But it was great. I loved it, and everyone else loved it. And when I saw this crap, and then I saw the intervention video that Gory and Danny made, I was like, what the fuck were these people doing? It's like, you know what? I gotta rip these guys more. I gotta do this. I gotta rip them all. And that's why I decided to make this video. Because this piece of shit, it's terrible filmmaking. It's an insult to a good film like Krampus. And, it just pisses me off when I see shit like this. We don't need crappy ass movies ruining other good movies' names. Now, again, I'll say this again. Like I said, I have total respect for independent film companies who don't have the budget, who don't have the equipment to make a decent film, but they try their best and they put out at least a half decent movie, even if they know that what they're putting out is not technically sound. Might not be technically good, but you still give them an E for effort. Some of the people, some of the film, can't get my words together. Some of the films that I've seen from independent killer companies know that, hey, look, this is the best we can do. Some of them even don't take them seriously, and they just go over the top with a whole bunch of sight gags and some really stupid stuff, but they know it. And they say, hey, look, yeah, it might be a piece of shit, but hey, we had fun doing it. We had fun making it. Yeah, we know it's cheap, but they know it. And some of them actually do put out a pretty good quality stories. So I appreciate those type of people. But seeing this piece of shit that I saw uh, over the weekend, not over the weekend, throughout the Christmas time, and seeing how bad they are, seeing the fact that they actually tried to take advantage and cash in on the Krampus success, it just boils me over. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that there are lots of film companies that will imitate successful genres or successful movies. I mean, you've seen it all throughout the film industry. I mean, let's just take, for example, Sci-Fi's The Asylum. They do what they call mockumentaries. I probably mispronounced that. They basically have, they'll take a successful movie that was in the theaters and put their own spin on it. And some of it is good. Some of it, they know it's over the top and they know it, but that's what they're known for. And I don't have a problem with that. But seeing these pieces of shit that I've seen, these Krampus ripoff imitators, that's just terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. And, but it's good to rant about it. So, my horror fans, I don't know if you've seen any of these Krampus ass movies. If you did, I'm pretty sure you regretted it. Do not watch any of these movies. They suck. They're a fucking mess. They suck. It's horrible, terrible. You'll be wasting at least almost half your time. Um, there's really not more as I can say. I think I've ranted enough about them. you know. But it's fun. We get a good laugh out of it. I mean, it's the only reason why we watch it, so you get a good laugh out of it. But I wouldn't waste my time on it. There's better things you can do with your time, and watching these pieces of shit ass movies. Well, that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps me out a lot. And once again, as always, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can become part of the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down at the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules.